Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another video. It's that time again to look at our NFL picks and predictions. The games that we're going to be looking at is all of our matchups coming up for Week 7 of the 2025 NFL season. We're going to break down all the games and try to predict the outcome, the winner, the loser, the final score. We'll also take an in-depth look at our best bets, money lines, spreads, over-unders. First things first, though, before we even get started, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Drop your comments down below. Who do you think is going to win these matchups? Leave it in the comments section. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment down below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, guys, and I would definitely appreciate it. So Week 6 is about to wrap up. It is never too early to start looking at the next week's games. I'm actually watching the Lions-Chiefs game right now. The Monday night games are coming up, but we're going to start looking at Week 7. Let's jump into it. Let's get started. The very first one is going to be our Thursday night game, October 16, 8:15 p.m. Prime Video. The 4-1 Steelers. How about the Steelers? The Steelers have really hit a nice smooth spot right now. They're cruising. They've won 4 out of 5 so far this season. They'll be on the road versus the 2-4 Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals, obviously, without Joe Burrow, this is just not the same team. Their defense is so bad that it requires every single game to be a shootout. You have to have a quarterback who's capable of going score for score, blow for blow with any team they're playing. Bengals 37% chance to win. The Steelers a 62.7% chance. Steelers are 3.5-point favorites. 42.5 over-under. Rodgers has fit in very nicely so far. Looking like old Green Bay Packers Rodgers. 800 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's being efficient. He's being decisive. Gainwell, DK Metcalf, he has the veteran there. And on the other side, we talked about the issues not having Joe Burrow. Jake Browning not getting the job done. 6 touchdowns, 8 picks. They trade for Flacco. Flacco actually had a pretty good game for Week 6. That was just an appetizer. He was on this team for about 15 minutes. He's a grizzled veteran. He's like 58 years old. This guy's been playing NFL football forever. Guys, that's sarcasm. Someone always says he's not actually that old. I know that. It's sarcasm. He's an older quarterback, but he showed that he's a vet. He comes out there, throws for 2 touchdowns because they have the weapons. Brown, Chase, Higgins. This is a team that can score a lot of points if they have a quarterback who can distribute it, get the playmakers the ball in space. But you know that defense, they're going to give up a lot of points. It is what it is. Steelers are averaging 23.8, throwing for 194, running for 84, giving up 21.4 points a game. The defense is getting better every single week. That's what Tomlin wants to do, play good defense. Bengals 17.2 points a game, throwing for 179, running for 56 yards a game. That's not going to cut it. Got to get the ground game going. That will help with the passing game. That's going to help the play action. They're giving up 30.5 points per game. Even with Flacco there, they're still going to give up points. Give me the Steelers winning this one, 26-21. Then we're moving on to our Sunday games, October 19th, 9:30 a.m., another London game. There's one every single week right now on the NFL Network. The 4-2 LA Rams, they were this close, so close to being undefeated 6-0. If a couple things just bounced their way, they'd actually be undefeated, but that's football. They'll be playing the 4-2 Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars were rolling coming into Week 6. They lost that game, but nonetheless, 4-2, you cannot complain of that. First-year head coach, Cohen, so far so good. The offense is moving the ball. They're playing really good defense. They lead the NFL in turnovers. 2 to 3 turnovers they're forcing every single game. Playing solid defense, running the ball. Trevor Lawrence being a lot more decisive this season. Still has a lot of turnover issues. Looking at the stats here, the Jags a 42% chance to win. The Rams a 57.7% chance. LA's 2.5-point favorites. 45.5 over-under. The big question mark here is, what's the status with Nacua? He is questionable this game. Might be the most lethal wide receiver in the NFL right now. 600 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns, but he does everything. He's the X factor. Every single game, they might not have him. Thankfully, they have a pretty good wide receiver core, but he's your primary weapon here. Williams, 400 yards rushing. Matt Stafford, this might be his most efficient start to his season. 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's not forcing things. He's just taking whatever the defense gives him, and then just taking a little bit more. The Jags, Trevor Lawrence coming into this one, having a solid opening to the season. Just shy of 1,100 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, 5 picks. Travis Etienne, 500 yards rushing. This is the best opening to a season for him. He is being commanding on the ground. They have Brian Thomas Jr. starting to get hot. Travis Hunter, Strange. They got the weapons there. They just got to make sure that they come to London prepared. Whenever you have a game in Europe, crazy things happen. Prepare potentially for the unexpected here. Looking at the overall team stats, you have the Rams coming in 23.3 points a game, throwing for 269, running for 106, giving up 18.3 points a game. Solid defense. The Jags, 23.2 points a game, throwing for 207, running for 124, giving up 20 a game, only giving up 91.5 on the ground. Pretty good front seven, causing a lot of disruption in the backfield, but they do give up 256 on the back end. there will be opportunities for the Rams to pass the ball. I have them being successful through the air. LA wins this one 24-17. And on Fox at 1 p.m., the 1-5 New Orleans Saints, not the best opening of the season right now. They'll be on the road versus the 2-2 Chicago Bears. You have to say this, the Monday night game hasn't happened yet, so we don't know what's going to happen with Chicago there. But their offense so far is much improved over where they were last season. Caleb Williams looks a lot better than he did last season. The defense is awful. Let's say it like it is, but the offense, at least they are consistently moving the ball. Right now, Chicago's 64.7% chance to win. New Orleans on the road, 35% chance. The Bears at home, 5.5-point favorites, 45.5 over-under. When you look at this Saints team, they have weapons. There's so much hangs on Spencer Rattler being accurate with the intermittent passing game. Throws a beautiful deep ball. Sometimes he overthrows guys, but there's a beautiful spin on it. He's just got to hit guys in the breadbasket. Kamara, Shaheed, Olave, Brooks. There's weapons on this team. Give the ball to the playmakers. Feed them. The defense is giving up points. The offense has to take time off the clock. Give that defense a breather. For the Bears, Caleb Williams right now, 1,000 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. They have Swift, Odunze Moore, the young guy, the veteran. They have a little mix of everything. One thing they don't have, though, is a defense to stop anyone. Saints will be able to get some first downs here. New Orleans averaging 18.5, throwing for 196, running for 110, giving up 26.7 points a game. Chicago, 25.3 points a game, throwing for 226, running for 102. If you thought the Saints defense was bad, Chicago's given up 29.3, 165 on the ground. Their front seven can't stop anything. There's going to be opportunities for the Saints to run it. Running, like I always say, equals play action. So they're going to have some open passes. But I think the Bears, their offensive juggernaut they're able to score enough points. They win 27-23. And Fox at 1 p.m., the 3-3 Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, don't blink twice. They are 500 right now. Fun thing to watch. Props to them. Give their fans some respect. They've been waiting for this. They have a competitive, competent ball club. Good for Panthers fans. They're on the road here versus the 0-6, the winless New York Jets. The Jets 6 games under 500. They would love to be in the Panthers situation right now. The offensive showing from the Jets in week 6 left a lot to be desired, especially when it came to throwing the ball. It was awful. It was a painful thing to watch. Right now, the Panthers a 48.7% chance to win. The Jets a 51%, practically a 50-50 split with the fans. You see the fan vote. Very hesitant to give any credit to the Panthers. Right now, New York at home, 1.5-point favorites, 43.5 over under. Practically a pick 'em right now with the fan vote, with the Vegas spread. This is a very close game here. This is two teams that want this win. Panthers want to be over 500. Jets just want their first win of the season. Right now, Bryce Young, Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard. If he has a deep running game, that definitely helps him out throwing the ball. 1,000 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, 4 picks. McMillan looks like a stud first-round pick out of Arizona. He is a legit playmaker right now, someone that they can consistently feed the ball to. For New York, Garrett Wilson banged up. They have Breece Hall. They have Justin Fields. Justin Fields kind of goes up and down throughout the season. He'll have a great game. He will run for 80, throw for 180, and then he'll have a game where he throws for 50, runs for 50. Which version of Justin Fields is going to show up? Will this offensive line be able to buy him time? But he is a playmaker. He is a game changer with his legs. It's what he can do extending plays, keeping his eyes looking down the field, that can completely take this team to another level. But they just need them to take it to their first win, for Christ's sakes. Right now, the Panthers 22 points a game, throwing for 188, running for 143, giving up 24.3 points a game. The Jets 20.5 points a game, throwing for 144. They got to get that up. Running for 136, giving up 28.3 points a game. They give up way too many points. The offense cannot stay on the field. You got to help the defense out. You have to let them get a breather. With the Jets being the favorites here, a lot of people forgot Panthers have won 3 of their last 4, including just coming off a win just now versus the Dallas Cowboys. People forget so quick. I'm going Panthers. Give me the Panthers pulling off the W here. They win this one 24-20. And 1 p.m. on Fox is a very close, evenly matched game. The 4-2 Philadelphia Eagles visiting the 3-2 Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings right now, the underdogs at home, but they do have a 48% chance to win. Philadelphia 56.9. Eagles are 2.5-point favorites. The defending Super Bowl champs. The over-under is 42.5. So many questions about this Eagles team when it comes to their offense. When it comes to Jalen Hurts' accuracy and their consistency running the ball. This was a very balanced team last year. They don't look like the same team so far. Yes, this season is young. They have a lot of time to turn things around. Zero reason to panic, and they're still 4-2. They have a pretty good record. Minnesota, shuffling quarterbacks. Wentz, McCarthy. Neither one has really been the answer so far this season. Both of them have been banged up so far this year. Who's going to be the starting quarterback Sunday? We don't even know, but they need some answers. They need some stability at the quarterback position. It's the most important position on the field. Right now, the Eagles, stacked roster. Hurts, Barkley, Smith, Brown. There's so many weapons. They have a great offensive line. There's the tush push. We all hate to see it, but it is what it is. It's there. They have a good defensive roster. The Vikings, the quarterback position. Mason, Justin Jefferson might be the best wide receiver in the NFL. He's at least in the discussion. He's top 5, top 3. Looking at the overall team stats here, Philly, 23.7 points a game, throwing for 179, running for 95.3. Just to let you know where this stands, last season they were throwing for 188, running for 189. They were doing so much better, running for twice as much as they are this season. So obviously, something's happened between where they finished last season and where they are right now, when they're giving up 23.8 points a game. The Vikings are averaging 24.6, throwing for 198, running for 107, giving up 19.4. I think the Vikings have a real shot to win this one. Would in no way be surprised if they pull off the upset, but I will be going with the Eagles to get back in the win column. They haven't had the best last couple weeks, actually riding a 2-game losing streak. I think they get back there today. They get the dub here on Sunday, 23-20. And CBS at 1 p.m., the 4-2 New England Patriots. How about the Patriots this season, coming out of the gutter of where they were last year? Vrabel, he has this team looking like Bill Belichick coach football team, not the UNC Tar Heels, looking like the old Patriots team. They're disciplined. They're throwing the ball. Drake May, efficient season, great stats so far. I got a lot of hype this offseason. I said I want to see it first to believe it. I got to believe it right now because it's looking pretty good, and they're playing solid defense. They're riding a 3-game winning streak right now, 4-2 overall record. They'll be on the road versus the 1-5 Tennessee Titans, and they got that win versus the Cardinals. They tasted success once this season, but they have so many pieces that they need. Cam Ward, he needs time. He needs that offensive line to hold up. He's the most sacked quarterback in the NFL, one of the most sacked in NFL history through the first couple weeks. He needs the wide receivers. Ridley's been banged up. He needs them to catch the ball. When he puts the ball in their hands, they got to hold on to it. That's the key. Pollard, continue to run well, help the quarterback out, the wide receiver room. You guys got to step up. Tennessee, 33.9% chance to win at home. The Pats at 65.8. New England, 6.5-point favorites. The over-under is 42.5. The Patriots, as an overall team, 25 points a game, throwing for 245, running for 92, giving up 20 points a game, only giving up 83.5 on the ground. Rush defense is good. Secondary is kind of average. They're giving up 239 through the air. Got to work on that. Tennessee, they got to work on everything. They're averaging 13.8 points a game, one of the worst. Throwing for 150.5, running for 81.8, giving up 26.8 points a game. The defense isn't that bad. It's just the offense doesn't get first downs. I think the Patriots, they have too much offensive firepower here. I have them winning this one 28-17. 1 p.m. on CBS, the 1-5 Miami Dolphins visiting the 1-5 Cleveland Browns. A battle of the 1-5s. The overall record here, 2-10 for these teams. It's going to be a rough one here. The Browns' offense is so bad. The defense is really good on paper. They just need some help from the offense. But they have quarterbacks shuffling in and all out. Dylan Gabriel taking over the reins now. Flacco has been traded. Shedeur Sanders is now the number 2. Miami, they almost had a win versus the Chargers. That was their game. They let the Chargers go all the way down the field in like 30 seconds and win the game on a field goal. Very awful way to end the game, but that kind of encompasses Miami's season so far. Awful tackling, bad angles, and lots of turnovers. Right now, Miami 46.1% chance to win. Cleveland 53.6. The Dolphins are the underdogs. The Browns at home 2.5-point favorites. 41.5 over under. Dolphins have actually played some pretty competitive football for kind of where they started the season the last couple weeks. Browns have a good defense. That's why they're the favorites at home. They have a great front seven. They get after it. They get quarterback pressures. If you pressure Tua, he's been known to force the ball, get some turnovers there. But if you'll remember, Miami Dolphins, they just played the LA Chargers, who have a top 10 defense. They get after it, create a lot of tackles for a loss, quarterback pressure, sacks, and Tua actually played pretty good. Yes, he had that turnover on the last possession of the game, but overall played well versus that front seven. Looking at the overall team stats here, Dolphins 22.3 points a game, throwing for 198, running for 91, giving up 29 points a game, 169 given up on the ground. That's not going to cut it here. Browns, 13.7 points a game, throwing for 191, running for 91. Thankfully, the Dolphins here, thankfully for Miami, the Browns cannot score on anyone, so it gives Miami a little bit of an edge here, and the Browns are giving up 24.3 points a game, but only 79.7 on the ground. Like I said, they have a great defensive line. Looking at the player stats here, Tua, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4 picks. Achin closing in on 300. Waddle stepped up big this past weekend. He's the guy now. With Hill being out, he's that primary go-to target. And for the Browns, Junkins having a good season. Judy, you got to help out the young guy. You have to help out Dylan Gabriel. He's going to need help. I think Miami, though, they're going to pull off the upset here on the road. I have some faith they get win number 2. They win 24-20. 1 p.m. on CBS, the 2-4 Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders finally ended their 4-game losing streak. They got a win versus the Titans. They're on the road here versus the 2-3 Kansas City Chiefs. Like I said, the Sunday night game has not ended as we making this. Right now, the Chiefs are currently up, though. If they can win it, they'll get back to 500, and this would be their chance to get back over 500. If they lose it, they got to take the games game by game, try to chip their way back up there. KC, 77.1% chance to win. Las Vegas, a 22.7 here. Chiefs, heavy favorites here. Arrowhead, very difficult place for the road team to play. They're 10.5-point favorites. That's a massive spread for an NFL game. The over-under is 45.5. But when you look at the Raiders stats, you see why they're so slanted one way. Pete Carroll really got to get this team on track. First year with this team, new scheme, new coaching staff. Geno Smith had a pretty good game this past Sunday, but he's all over the place. The guy's Jekyll and Hyde. He'll throw 3 touchdowns. He'll throw 3 picks. Which version of Smith shows up? Ashton Gentry having a pretty good season on the ground, over 500 rushing yards. Myers, Bowers, there's weapons on this team. On the other side, KC, they're just a year older. Patrick Mahomes, he's still the leading rusher, 190 yards rushing. He's the leading rusher. At some point through the first 5 or 6 weeks, how can he be the leading rusher, averaging 35 yards per game? The running back room has to step up. Thornton, Kelsey, Brown, Worthy, all of the receivers as a whole, you guys have to step up. But the running game, that's what this is going to come down to. Not just for this game, but in the Chiefs games going forward if they want to get back to the playoffs. Las Vegas, 17.2 points a game, throwing for 202, running for 105, giving up 24.8 points a game. KC, 25 points a game, throwing for 241. Running for 120, giving up 21.4 points a game. They've had a top 10 defense for years now. They don't necessarily have one this season, so they're having to score some more points. I think KC wins this one easily at home, 28-16. Then CBS, 4:05 p.m. The 2-4 New York Giants. The Giants showing a lot of life the last couple weeks. They've won 2 of 3, starting to show up. They just beat the Eagles. They were able to throw the ball, run the ball. Defense played pretty good. Can they keep that going? That's a big question mark here. Daboll needs it to happen because he's probably coaching for his job. They're on the road versus the 4-2 Denver Broncos. Not a very nice win versus the Jets, but a win's a win. Take every win you can get. Defense played well. The offense did sputter out. Right now, the Broncos, 67.6% chance to win. The Giants, a 32.1% chance. Denver, 7.5-point favorites. 40.5 over-under. The Broncos started out last season very slow, then got hot about the midpoint of the season. They never looked back. They finished with a top 5 offense, top 5 defense. Bo Nix, very accurate in the intermittent passing game. Plus, he's also a dual-threat mobile quarterback. Right now, 8 touchdowns, 4 picks. They have J.K. Dobbins, Sutton. They can run it, they can throw it, and they have the good defense that they can always fall back on it. And they're going to have all of that. They are at home as well. The Giants, shuffling quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's the guy right now going forward. Cam Scatterbu coming out of Arizona State. Great start to the season. 400 rushing yards. Robinson really stepping up in that receiving room because don't forget their primary weapon, Neighbors, is gone. So everyone else is having to step up. Just think if they had Neighbors to throw the ball to. That's a legit number 1 no matter what team you're on. Looking at team stats, Giants are averaging 20.2 points a game, throwing for 202, running for 126, giving up 24 points a game. Denver, 21.7 points a game, throwing for 207, running for 130, but it's the defense that deserves all the praise. 15.8 points given up per game, 165 through the air, 89 on the ground. That's an all-around great defense. Points per game, secondary, front 7. They shut it down. Broncos win this one, 23-17. And another very competitive game at 4:05 p.m. on CBS. You have the 5-1 Indianapolis Colts. How about the Colts this season coming out of nowhere, just beating the living crap out of teams? They've won 5 of 6. They've only lost to the Rams, and that was a close loss. Playing great football right now. The defense gave up some points this past win, but they got the win. Their offense is humming right along. They'll be on the road versus the 4-2 LA Chargers. Chargers went through a 2-game losing streak, able to pull out the win versus the Dolphins, get things back on track. Right now, the Colts, 46.4% chance to win. LA, 53.2. Chargers are 1.5 run favorites, 48.5 over-under. This is a very difficult game to me because to me, this matchup is truly a 50-50 split. You can make a very strong valid case for either one of these ball clubs to walk away with the win. Colts, Daniel Jones. How about Daniel Jones out there playing like Andrew Luck, throwing the ball, running the ball, doing everything. The Giants cut this guy. He looks like a stud right now. Season's still early, but so far he's been on point. Jonathan Taylor, one of the top running backs in the nation right now, well over 500 yards rushing. Warren, Pierce, lots of weapons, and they have a defense this season. On the other side, Chargers, Justin Herbert, he won that game versus Miami in those last couple seconds. Very efficient season so far. Hampton's banged up. They got to get Hampton back when they can run the ball. Harbaugh has not wanted to run the ball this season. He's become very pass heavy. Just get a little bit of balance here. Johnson's banged up. Ladd McConkey. They still have some weapons, though, and they have a very good, very aggressive defense led by their front seven. Colts, 32.3 points per game, throwing for 245, running for 132, giving up 19.3. Very balanced team. Chargers, 21.2 points a game, throwing for 240, running for 121, giving up 20.8 points a game. I think this is the tough one, but I'm going to go with the Colts pulling off the upset. They get to 6-1. They win at 24-20. 4:25 p.m. on Fox. The 3-1 Green Bay Packers coming off that bye week, got the win this week, fully rested, getting things back on track. Sliding the last couple weeks, they were able to right the ship here. They'll be on the road versus the 2-4 Arizona Cardinals. Arizona, 37% chance to win. Green Bay, a 62.7% chance. Packers are 6.5-point favorites, 44.5 over under. The big issue here for the Cardinals is everyone's questionable this game. Kyler Murray, as of right now, still banged up. If it's not him, it'll be Jacoby Brissett. But they obviously want Kyler Murray back. He's the general on the field here, throwing the ball, running the ball. What he does with his legs, a complete game changer here. Without him, that handicaps this offense. They're already thin at the running back position. Marvin Harrison Jr. is also banged up. Packers are healthy. They're ready to roll. Jordan Love having a great season. Jacobs, Kraft, Reed. Looking at the overall team stats, Green Bay 26.2 points a game. Throwing for 237, running for 122, giving up 20 points a game, only giving up 73 on the ground. That's a top 2 rush defense nationally. Arizona, 21.7 points a game, throwing for 194, running for 113, giving up 21.2 points a game. I think the Packers are going to be able to close this one out. Cardinals might keep it close. They're due for a good competitive game, but Green Bay wins this one 26-20 on the road. And how about this next one, 4:25 p.m. on Fox, the 3-2 Washington Commanders. Monday night game hasn't happened yet. We'll see how healthy Daniels is that game. We're all holding our breath. Is he 75%? If he's 100%, game changer. The guy can do everything, throwing the ball, running the ball. But let's just wait to see how he looks. They'll be on the road versus the 2-3. They'll be in Jerry World, the 2-3-1 Dallas Cowboys. What a very bad showing for them. They lost to the Panthers. Not a good game at all. Dallas for this matchup, though, 47.9% chance to win. Washington, 51.7%. Practically a 50-50 split with the fans. The Commanders, 2.5-point favorites. 53.5 over under. Both of these offenses can move the ball, especially if Washington has a healthy Daniels. They're averaging 26.8 points a game, throwing for 193, running for 156, giving up 20.2 points a game. Dallas, 29.7 points a game, throwing for 270. Running for 117, giving up 30.7 points a game. They give up 270 through the air, 142 on the ground. Washington will be able to throw it. They'll be able to run it. They'll be able to do whatever they want here. Looking at the playmakers here, Washington, a lot of weapons. Daniels, Krosky, Merritt, Debo Samuel, who is banged up. They're going to get Scary Terry back at some point when they have a full roster, very deadly offense. Same thing for the Cowboys here. Dak Prescott back to doing what he does best. He is slinging the ball up and down the field. Their offense moving the ball. Williams is having a great season at the running back position. They could not run the ball last season. Running is not an issue this season. It's solely the defense is awful. Pickens, great pickup. They might have CeeDee Lamb this game, might not have CeeDee Lamb this game. If they do, though, that's a very talented wide receiver core. I think this game's going to go back and forth. Give me Dallas winning it 27-23. They pull off the upset, but we will revisit this game later this week. We'll know a lot more about the playmakers then. And to wrap up Sunday night, NBC, 8:20 p.m., the 2-2 Atlanta Falcons. Monday night hasn't happened. They'll be on the road here versus the 4-2 San Francisco 49ers, coming off of giving up a buttload of points to the Bucs. We did pick the Bucs to win that, so we weren't surprised there. San Francisco, 64% chance to win. Falcons, a 35.7% chance. 49ers are 3.5-point favorites. 45.5 over under. So much about the Falcons stems from being able to consistently run the ball. Penix not having the best season passing, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. I want to see the vertical passing. They are so vertical pass heavy. Bijan Robinson, he's doing everything on this team, catching the ball, running the ball. The leading rusher, the leading pass catcher, the starting running back should not be your leading pass catcher. The rest of the group has to step up. There's a lot of weapons on this team. We just need some more accuracy from Penix, and we need people to catch the dang ball. For the 49ers here, they've had a lot of injuries. They had so many injuries last season. It's carried over into this season. Christian McCaffrey, just like Bijan Robinson, the leading rusher, the leading pass catcher. Everyone else has been banged up. Pearsall, Kittle, Jennings, they've been in and out the entire season. But we need some consistency from this offense. Mac Jones, Purdy, they've both been banged up throughout the season. Mac Jones is the guy right now. Not playing too bad. He doesn't handle the blitz the best, but overall, not bad filling in at the quarterback position. Looking at team stats here, Falcons come in, they're averaging 19 a game, throwing for 226, running for 137, giving up 21.5 points a game. 49ers, they're averaging 20.8, throwing for 291.5, the highest passing team in the NFL, only running for 82.2. We need some balance there, giving up 21.3 points a game. I think the 49ers have the edge on offense. Their offense wins the day here. They win 27-20. And now moving on to our two Monday night games, October 20th. We have two ones. We are blessed this week with two Monday games. The first one, 7 p.m. on NBC, the 5-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This team, what a Baker Mayfield type team. They have personified him. They come back fourth quarter. They're a hard-nosed, tough, scrappy team. They'll be on the road versus the 4-1 Detroit Lions. Obviously, the Sunday night game has not ended as me making this. The Lions, one of the best overall offenses in the NFL. The number one offense last season. They, again, currently have the number one offense this season. So many playmakers, but they have a lot of injuries, again, to their defense, just like last season. Lions, 64% chance to win. The Bucs, a 35.7% chance. Detroit, 5.5-point favorites. 53.5 over-under. Looking at this Buccaneers team, so many weapons, and Baker Mayfield slinging the ball all over the place. Almost, 1,500 passing yards. So many touchdowns, only one pick so far this season. Irving's been banged up. Egbuka's been banged up. Godwin's been banged up. Mike Evans has been banged up. What's their starting roster going to look like once we get to this game? A lot of guys are potentially expected back this Sunday. They might be fully healthy. We don't know yet. But no matter who comes out there, they've been scoring points on everyone they've been playing. They've been winning games. Baker Mayfield distributing the ball perfectly. If they get their entire offensive roster back, they will be one exciting team to watch. There's going to be some fireworks this game. The Lions, they got weapons too. Goff, Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, LaPorta. There's so many weapons on this team. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and they're 2-3 deep at practically every single position. I would go with the Bucs winning this if it was in Tampa. But the only reason I'm going to go Lions is because the Lions are in Detroit. Give me them winning this one 28-27. High scoring game. And our final game, ESPN, 10 p.m. The 2-3 Houston Texans. The Monday night game hasn't happened yet. One thing the Texans can do, yes, the offense has woken up the last 2 to 3 weeks, but it's the defense. They have the overall number one defense in the NFL. They'll be on the road here versus the 4-2 Seattle Seahawks, who have their own really good defense, and they can score some points. Seattle, 53% chance to win. The Texans, 46.6. Seattle's 2.5-point favorites, 42.5 over under. The Texans, CJ Stroud, playing pretty good football the last 2 weeks. Prior to that, looked pretty bad. If they can get him overall back to 2023 CJ Stroud, this is a team to watch out for because they'll be scoring some points, and they have the number one defense. You can't ask for much more than that. Chubb, Collins, they have the weapons, and on the other side for the Seahawks, Sam Darnold filling in perfectly coming off that win versus the Jags. He's carried the momentum he had from the Vikings last year, putting up a great efficient season this year. Walker, Charbonnet, Smith-Njigba right now, he might be the best statistical wide receiver in the NFL. He's catching everything. He's on a perfect coordination right now with Sam Darnold. Looking at team stats here, Houston, 21.6 points a game, throwing for 198, running for 116, giving up 12.2 points per game. That is the number one defense in the country. Seattle, 27.7 points a game, throwing for 252, running for 104, giving up 19.5 points a game, only 79 on the ground. Their goal here, shut down the Texans' run game, force Stroud into third and long situations, see if you can force some turnovers. I think Seattle at home, that's what makes the difference. They come prepared to play at home. They win 24-17. Guys, that's our best bets, our picks, our predictions on every single baseball game we have coming up for Week 7 of the 2025 NFL season. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Drop your comments down below. Let me know who you think is going to win these matchups. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment down below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. Thanks.